Well, the McCammon is part of the top tier competitions, you know, the Metropolitan competition, the Houston competition, the Gerda Listner, several in New York, and they're wonderful tools to get your name out there. When people look at the competition circuit, you know, they look for specific names. So when you get your name into that competition circuit, they start to sit up and take notice. They start to listen in. They get curious and, you know, may come to hear you sing.
I always knew about competitions, and I was entering them, and I always looked for the competitions with larger prizes. You know, the bigger the prize, typically I'd go for those type of competitions. And I knew this competition existed, and I knew it gave great prize money, and there were some fantastic singers that won. So I was looking for opera competitions in the United States, and I searched on the internet, and McCammon came up.
The McCammon is different than other competitions in that if you're selected as a finalist, the first round you do by recording, so why not? Send in a recording. Why not? Then they choose from that roughly 20 finalists that they invite to come down to Texas and perform. And if you make it to that level, it's all paid for. You get put up in a hotel, you have your flight paid for you, which is rare. Most competitions don't do that, and that's one really nice thing about the McCammon, is that you can come, money can be hard when you're a young singer, it's hard to come by, and so you're not really out a lot. You know, you can go ahead and take that chance and come down and sing for these judges who may hire you in the future. Just get your name out there.
It compensates the winners well financially, but also professionally, because the winner is guaranteed a role with Fort Worth Opera within the next couple of years, I believe.
So I was very excited when they had offered Madame Lidouane afterwards. So it was really it was my debut. It was my first time singing in a professional opera house as a lead role.
Well, I was the audience favorite. I also received an encouragement award. And I left feeling very encouraged, actually. I felt like I had held my own with some pretty amazing singers. And there I was just starting out. And it was a big boost to my confidence to come in and feel like I had performed well and sung well. I also felt like I'd been given some advice from a mentor. I was told winning a competition is only important if you win. And if you don't, it doesn't matter. And it's true, because there are so many other good things that can come out of competition. I received work from this competition, which to me, it totaled way more than the prize money was, and gave me many other opportunities through the spider web of networking.
From the moment that I was accepted into the competition as one of the finalists, everyone was really welcoming. And a lot of times, you know, the competitions, sometimes, you know, you make it to the finals, you get an email, you're in the finals, you know, prepare these arias, and, you know, show up with your accompanist, and that's basically it. And you show up and sing, and then if you win, you win. If you don't, you don't, and you go on about your life. But from the moment that I found out that I was accepted, everyone was really welcoming, and it seems like people were in constant contact with me about the competition.
I was very fortunate because it was a wonderful networking experience for me as well, with respect to the judges. 3 of the 4 judges have gone on to hire me for various jobs, and the 4th was a wonderful mentor to me and offered me advice and helped me get some auditions. So I was quite fortunate in that I've been able to keep in touch with everyone that heard me, and that was the very first competition I'd ever done, was this.
Well, I think that's one thing also that's great about the McCammon competition, is that quality of judge and also the versatility of the judges. So it's not just a general director of an opera company, but as you mentioned, it's also artist managers and very high-level people that come here to Texas for the McCammon competition. So, and it is important to get that feedback and to get that varied feedback from different parts of the business, you know. I think a general manager of a company, the people who are casting for operas for companies, are looking for one thing. I think an agent may be looking for basically the same thing, but they might have other ideas of what they are looking for too, and it can be helpful to just have, it's important to have information.
But no, the number one thing with competitions, obviously, you know, besides having fun and winning them and, you know, that kind of thing, really is the reputation, getting your name out there. All the big managers, all, you know, Columbia artists, IMG people like that, they notice.
Well, one of the most important aspects of this career is what I call the radar screen effect. You want to stay on people's radar screens, and competitions are a good way to get on people's radar screens. And that's why you want to perform your very best, because it could be the first time they hear you. It could be the last time they hear you. But you want to be on there in a positive way. So I think competitions are great for that, because you get heard. And if you make the finals, you get heard twice, and you get to show off even more of what you can do.
And especially when I got to Fort Worth, you know, everyone, it felt like a big family. You know, everyone was, like I said, they were warm, they were welcoming, and they basically tried to make sure all of my needs were tended to, which was nice. It's different.
But I think what's not known about the competition is how well the competitors are taken care of. When I came, we had housing provided, which is almost unheard of, and there was a meet and greet for all the competitors, which is also just about completely unheard of. So there's a lot of Texas hospitality in play here that is kind of a well-kept secret, I think.
Everybody is so kind, everybody is so nice, you know, they work with you and they help, and Bass Hall is a fabulous place to sing, so enjoy it.